Hey, Sasha down here in the garden again. Today I'm going to tell you my little trick to grow really big and lots of it capsicum. I've got two lots of capsicum growing at the moment. I've got last year's plants and then I've got this year's plants. But there's one little trick that I do, and I'm going to show you in a minute, that I reckon helps me get really, really big fruit, and also for my plants to set a lot of fruit. I'm just going to show you the capsicums that I've got growing at the moment because I'm super happy with those. So I've got some amazingly big capsicums, and I'm a bit naughty. Usually I will support my capsicums with something like this, but I didn't do that for my new ones, and I'm kind of regretting it now because they are so laden with fruit at the moment that if I try and do anything with them, these branches will snap really, really easily. But check this out. Look how big that is. It's huge. It's just possibly some of the biggest capsicum that I've grown this year. So super, super happy. Right, so let's get down to the trick. So the trick that I use every year in order to get great crops of capsicum is Epsom salts. Tomatoes, capsicums, chillies, cucumbers, zucchini, squash, all love magnesium sulfate. What's so great about magnesium sulfate is it helps increase chlorophyll. It's what gives your plants that really green leaf, and it also, in the case of capsicums, helps them to set more fruit and also helps to grow bigger fruit. Another great thing about Epsom salts is it's water soluble, so you can't really overuse it. It's really hard to sort of use too much because anything, it's going to wash away. So basically every month, and I probably don't do this every month, but roughly every month I'll come out and I'll give my capsicum a bit of a spray, and my chilies, just to give them that little oomph. And honestly, I do this, I've been doing this probably for the last 3 years, and I totally rate it. I reckon it totally gives me a really good capsicum harvest. This is around 500 mils, and I will use a teaspoon of Epsom salts in that. Now, one thing that I haven't done every year, I've usually just concentrated on my capsicums and my chilies and sometimes my tomatoes. But I was recently reading up on it, and because my cucumbers, it's the end of the season, so they're looking a bit meh. So I was sort of looking up to see whether or not I could feed them with magnesium, and you totally can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to water in some magnesium sulfate at the root rather than over the leaves, just because of the powdery mildew and stuff. I don't really want to wet the leaves. So I'm going to water that straight into the roots, so hopefully the plant can uptake that, because a lot of them are showing signs of age and yellowing. And I've also got some new zucchini plants that I grew from seed that I left too long in pots sitting on the deck, and I planted them the other day, but they don't look super healthy. So I'm also going to water them with a little bit of this as well to hope get that greenness back in their leaves and sort of help them get growing a little bit better. When it comes to putting Epsom salts in a watering can, it's about 2 tablespoons for around 9 litres, 8 or 9 litres. So yeah, so that's my trick. I totally highly recommend giving them a spray or giving them a bit of a water at the roots as well. You're probably just doing it sort of once a month. I was even reading something saying that they rated putting a little bit of Epsom salts in the hole before you plant your tomatoes. I haven't done that yet, but I reckon I'm going to do that with some of my winter tomatoes. So I'll let you know how that goes. But yeah, it's such a cheap thing to get from the supermarket or your pharmacy that really, really does have really great benefits on your plants. Anyway, I hope you like that tip. Take it easy. See ya.